So, if you ever decide to watch I Survived, I recommend not watching just one episode because if you only watch one episode, you're not really gonna, get the pattern of what happens to you when you're a victim of things and, what happens when you're in these intense, stressful situations that most people aren't trained for and aren't prepared for. You're not gonna get the pattern of what most people and most like sheep do when they're in those situations if you only watch one episode. So if you watch multiple episodes, you'll see examples of like the weapon focus effect where people are like, all I saw was the fucking gun or the knife, or overestimations of time or height or whatever. They're like, it lasted eternity. I felt like, my life had, gone by and everybody had forgot about me and blah, blah, blah. Like they overestimate the amount of time or they underestimate the amount of time. And also they overestimate the height of the suspect. Like, they say this guy was huge and he was, broad and he was, dark and scary, but in reality, he might have been an average sized suspect, because that's just kind of what happens to you when you're in fight or flight, or, the knife just seemed so much bigger than it actually was. So, different things happen to you when you're, in these stressful situations and you can't really remember every detail, or, you're in survival mode and you focus on one thing and that's kind of like what you focus on. Like, I can't remember if this is the correct word, but it's like the salience of something. I'm probably butchering that, but, if somebody has like a really long scar across their face, or, a distinct mark or something, a tattoo or something that you're not going to forget. You remember that because it stands out against the background, and that's the one detail that you do remember is that he had, a fucking weird birthmark or something. Like, so, there's also a lot of instances of like, we know fight or flight, but there's also freeze, and that's most common with deer and animals of prey. They don't want to jump directly in the path of something that might eat them, or they don't want to jump directly off of something high, so they'll freeze, and that's how they get hit by the car, and people go, stupid deer, but it's a biological thing, and they can't really help it. It's fight, flight, or freeze, and humans do it too. And even if it's just like a momentary like freeze before you get into reaction, like people do freeze, and victims on the I Survived say, my feet were planted on the ground and I couldn't move and there was no getting away from him and I froze, and I never thought I would react like that, but I froze and I couldn't move in the moment. So, it's, oh my god, I hate you. Fucking guinea pig. Okay. And then there's like really good examples of color zones. So like this one lady was like, I'm in a church parking lot. I was just talking to one of my friends. Like, there's no possible way that, something bad could happen to me. And literally 2 seconds after her friend walks away from her car in the church parking lot, she gets abducted, and raped, and almost killed. So there's really good examples of people being in their white zone when they don't need to be. There's another lady who was like walking home from the subway at like 2 a.m., and she was thinking about being careful, but at the same time she was like drunk or something. So I'm just like, there's all these examples of people putting themselves in risky situations, and then on top of that, they're like not even being aware of what's going on afterwards. So when you're watching this, please watch multiple shows and, think about, what would you do? Could this have already happened to you? You know, do you put yourself in situations like this and this could have already happened to you? Because I feel like definitely this shit could have already happened to me because I've been a liberal sheep my entire life. So, um, I mean, if you can find episodes with women, those are the ones I would watch, because the pattern with women on I Survived is give up, give in, and sympathize, and be a sheep and wait for the government, basically. So the women, for the most part, give up, give in, play dead. They say they complied and got raped in hopes that they wouldn't also be killed. So they're really leaving it up to luck and the killer's discretion. And neither one of those are things you're going to want to rely on in a life or death situation. Luck and the killer's discretion. Like, no thank you. So they complied, hoping they wouldn't get hurt anymore. And they sympathized with the guy, hoping that he wouldn't hurt me. They tried to calm him down. They tried to talk to them and say, I have kids too, or I'm a mother, or I'm a sister, or whatever they could say to sympathize with their person. And I get that. That's a tactic. But that can't be your only fucking tactic, okay? And, so they rely on other people or luck or, like I said, the killer's choice. So there's this one lady, and Rick has already done a video about her, but she was this freaking Muslim Indian woman, and she was at a restaurant and it got attacked by terrorists, and basically the only reason why she got out of there alive was because other people around her, carried her through that situation, drug her around, literally drug her around and put their own lives at risk to get her out of the situation. So women have a terrible pattern in these things of giving up, giving in, and not fighting back until the very last minute, where they've already been raped, they've already been hurt, they've already been taken away from their normal situation. All these horrible things have happened to them, and they fight at the last fucking minute when their throat is already slit. I mean, what I get from this is you have to fight initially. Don't let the person get you to a second location, because if they do, your chances of survival are fucking slim. Enormously slim. The only reason why these people get out alive is because of fucking luck, the majority of the time. Luck or the killer's choice. Lucky as in the killer was too stupid and a novice at killing and, mistook your playing dead for actually being dead. It's I don't know. I would rather fight initially and die initially than comply initially, get raped, tortured, and maybe live in the end, or ultimately die, probably. So I would really rather put up a huge fight and get shot in the face in the beginning than comply, get kidnapped, taken away, raped, tortured, and then ultimately murdered. I wish there were more stories telling about all the people that complied and didn't fucking make it, because these are the few stories of the people that complied basically and made it. And are here to tell the tale of compliance, and they're telling us, hey, I managed to survive by complying. Try your luck. No thanks. I am not going the compliance strategy. No thank you. Playing calm is only gonna get me fucked up the ass. I'm not doing it. I would rather get shot in the head immediately than fucking take my chances down the road with some shit. I'm not doing it. I mean, I'm not doing it. I don't know why these women did it. I mean, this one woman, okay, you can compare these two women's stories. The one I've already talked about, she was in the church parking lot with her kids. You know, she was in her white zone. Her friend was there. She's in a church parking lot. It's public. Everything's fine. Then she gets raped and almost murdered, right? Okay. Versus the black girl with the two kids. And I don't even know how she gets abducted, but her two kids end up dying and she gets away. Like, after getting raped and murdered, and I'm pretty sure her daughters got raped too. Like, I just don't understand why we comply. I don't get it. I'm not on the compliance team, you know. I don't know. No, thank you. I'm not on team playing it calm, and I'm not on team compliance. So, I mean, this has really got me thinking about, like, if we're ever in a school shooting, the fucking sheep I'm gonna be around, like, they're gonna be, like, too fucking ignorant to, like, barricade themselves in the classroom and, you know, fucking take other measures and fucking be quiet. Like, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna actively fucking protect themselves. They're just gonna sit there and wait for the fucking government to arrive and draw track lines around the body. And I'm gonna be sitting there like, we gotta do this. We gotta barricade the door. We gotta let people know where we are. Like, turn your phone off. Everybody be quiet. Like, you know, turn the light off. But the liberals are going to be sitting there, like, rocking back and forth in a fucking corner going, we should fucking give the shooter a cupcake. You know, he's a black male. The shooter's a black male. You know, it's our fault. We should go out there in the hallway and lay down and let him shoot us because we're guilty white people. You know, like, the difference in philosophies is really something, people. I don't know. The only reason why the majority of the women got out of that situation is because of luck, other people, or the fucking killer's choice. The killer didn't have it in them. The killer was too stupid. The killer got spooked and left. I mean, whatever it was, they were lucky enough, and that is the only reason why. And there are a couple women. There's this one heftier looking white woman, and she fought back. She looked directly in her husband's face, and it was her ex-husband. And she was like, you're not gonna fucking kill me in my own home. And I think that statement was very psychological for her, and that gave her a lot of willpower to help her. And, you know, another pattern to observe here, ladies, the majority of the people trying to kill these women are their fucking boyfriends. Like, not, or husbands, but the majority of them are fucking stupid boyfriends and ex-boyfriends. Like, they're not even somebody that fucking gave you a ring on your finger. They're not even somebody that you have kids with or like a good relationship with. They're somebody like that you just fucked like at a bar, and like you knew they had a fucking bad attitude and you knew they were on some bullshit, and here they are and they're fucking coming after to kill you, like, and you knew the shit was coming. So these women like put themselves in the situations, hanging out with bad guys, you know, bad vibes, you know, it's fine, he's not dangerous. You know, getting your new boyfriend killed because your ex-boyfriend is crazy. Like, the patterns to observe on I Survived, I mean, it's great. I love it. I mean, holy shit. So, the majority of the time, it's somebody they know trying to kill them, which is great. You know, and oh God, I don't know. The show really makes you think about stuff because it's like I could have already been in that situation. I can identify with that fucking situation because I'm an idiot and I do stuff like that. You know, what would I do? And how can I try my best to not let myself get in those situations anymore? You know? So I don't know. I really like watching shows like this. They scare me to death and they make me think about stuff. And I really like psychology anyway. So, but yeah. So if you're gonna watch, don't just watch one episode. They're like 45 minutes long and but like each person's story is like 10 to 15 minutes long. And I hate the way they fucking set it up. They do like this person's 3 minutes of this person's story, 3 minutes of this person's story, 3 minutes of this person's story, and then they go back to the first person's story for 3 minutes, and then they go to the second person, and then the third person. And I'm like, can we just do one motherfucker's story continuously and then do the next person's story? Like, I hate this fucking back and forth shit because I don't know who the fuck Martha is, and I don't want to. I don't want to learn these people's names. I just want to know what the fuck happened to them, and if they're like spaced out, I have to go back and go like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is Jill? So I don't know. I don't like paying attention. I just want to know what happened. So it's a good show, and Rick has already done videos on it, so go watch his videos too. He did video about the girl who got her arms hacked off, and that is awful, and everybody needs to watch that one. And then the Muslim lady, who the only reason why she survived is because other people literally carried her through it. So, and he's probably done some other ones. I think he did the hefty white woman who took her life into her own hands and survived and actually killed her ex-husband. So, there's a lot of really good episodes, and I'm like embarrassed to say this, but I've probably seen like all of them at this point because I'm such a fucking binge watching, procrastinating, lazy, don't do, real world shit person. So that all I do is binge watch shit. I Survived, Intervention, whatever else it is, Hoarders. I watch stupid shit. And Rick. It's probably the only good thing I watch is Rick. But poor Mr. Guinea Pigly. I got a new fucking flag. I'll do a story about it. And the Milan LeBay flag. Milan LeBay, right? Flag and the fucking the AK-47 flag, which is like the cannon flag, and all those other motherfucking flags. I don't know why I should do a video on it. Rick already has a video on it. Other people already have videos on it, but I guess I'll do it too, just to be part of the club. Alright. Thanks for listening to me. It's very cold. My little guinea pigs. Y'all want to see my guinea pigs? The black one's gonna die soon. You see him? Hi, Trappy Lane. He's like, you have some food? The black one's gonna die soon. He's very sickly. Trappy, you get down. I don't have anything for you. And Trappy's getting all fat. He's healthy. But Mr. Black Guinea Pig is old. And he's gonna die soon. It's very sad. Mr. Black Guinea Pig, are you gonna drop dead soon? I hope so. He is such a piece of shit. I hate Mr. Black Guinea Pig. He is such a jerk. He's a very, very cranky old man. He's like almost blind in both eyes, and he's very not friendly. And I'm getting sick of dealing with him. And Trappy is a freaking angel. But Mr. Black Guinea Pig is not. So, there we go, guys. Thanks for watching.